Greetings, YouTube. I have good news about an RPG forum, specifically RPG.net, which is one of the oldest gaming forums. One of the oldest online RPG forums takes a stance. We are banning support of the president or his administration at the RPG.net forums. We can be welcoming to, and for example, persons of every ethnicity and want to talk about games, or we can allow support from open white supremacy, not both, spawning multiple discussions in other online communities like Reddit, Resetera, Hacker News, and Twitter. Among the media and coverage, Mashable has an unabashedly positive article about the decision, and Vice's motherboard reached out to the administration. Now, as evidence of why they're taking this policy, and under a list of policy citations, racism and rhetorical alliance with white supremacy groups. This is a fairly thorough collection of citations in itself, not just a single tweet. So there are links to all of these things if you'd like further reading. Hostile to transgender persons, an attempt to ban transgender service members from the military. He is personally hostile to both individual reporters and the very idea of a free press. He mocks the disabled. He mocked a sexual assault victim to applause from his supporters. For the record, globalists is almost always a code for Jews, particularly if it's a concert with anything about Soros. Remember that. Anytime somebody uses the word globalist, that is a dog whistle for the Jews run the world, and we need to stop them. 8. When confronted with the fact that he has his rhetoric may be encouraging domestic terrorism, he has indicated he should maybe encourage more, and it is implied that press has it coming. I've heard him say that. He is attempting to stoke fear and violence in other arenas as well. He is clear from context that his embrace of nationalism is a dog whistled love note to white nationalists. There are components of his immigration policy that cannot be supported by a person of good conscience, like, say, putting children in cages. And then lastly, further reading on the list on this and all of the above topics are freely available from any reputable news site. And there's the whole thing. Reputable news site. Don't go to Fox. So I applaud this. And I applaud it because I have encountered people on sites that were supporters, or are supporters of the president and his white supremacist political structure, and it helped drive me from those forums, just like I cannot go to this forum any longer. Also, the deep misogynist stance that many of the posters seem to have, anti-feminist, anti-woman. There are some really ugly parts of the tabletop role-playing community. Now, I know some of the folks on this channel who visit for different reasons. Some come here for politics. Some come here for my RBG stuff that I put up every Saturday. Some come for tech stuff, which I put up every Sunday. Some enjoy the random things I tend to put up on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm almost always putting up politics and social commentary. That's what I want to do. But this forum is saying that we need a place that is welcoming to everyone. And if we have a whole lot of people there discussing the policies of the president and his party, it is not welcoming to everyone. It really does come down to that. That when you have his supporters spouting the things that the president himself does, that creates a hostile environment for anyone that isn't a supporter of the president and his policies. It's ugly. And it's ugliness that wasn't started by progressive people. This is ugliness started by political conservatives in America, supported by social conservatives in America. There are people that really have voted for the president because they like his business acumen, which baffles me because the man ran so many businesses into the ground. Casinos, folks. He ran casinos into the ground. Casinos are kind of like printing money, and yet he failed miserably. Because he's not a good businessman. He has no business acumen. But they were willing to ignore all his social hate just because of those mythological business skills. But then again, there's a whole lot of people that support them because of all that hate. And the RPG Net doesn't want them. They want a place where people can come and everyone is welcome, and we don't have supporters of fascism controlling the topic at hand. So I highly applaud RPG Net's stance on this, which is actually harder to say than I thought it was. I don't say it out loud very often. And I hope that other forums would join them in this and create environments where gamers can be gamers and they can discuss gaming topics without having to be assaulted by the Red Cap supporters of the president. Now, I know that some people are going to say, you put politics into my RPGs, and that is a line of bullshit. Everything is politics. And when somebody says something like, oh, suddenly there are politics in thing X, that's really a code word for saying there are politics in thing X that I don't agree with. It isn't that they're upset that politics is being discussed. They're upset because politics are being discussed that may very well make their political positions look bad. And in the case of the Red Caps, that's because their political positions are bad. You are bad and you should feel bad for holding that agenda. The politics are ugly. And RPG Net says we don't want them here. And I applaud that. I'm glad of that. And lastly, if anyone out there wants to start banging the free speech drum, RPG Net is a private entity. Anything that is posted on their forums is posted on their servers. And they don't want to be the folks propagating the hatred of the Red Caps. Because that's what they would be doing. The Red Caps can come in and they can turn someone else's servers into their megaphone for the world at large. And it looks like I don't accept that kind of bullshit here on my channel. RPG Net doesn't want it on their forums. Go for it, RPG Net. Thank you for taking the stance, and I hope that lots of other places join you.